Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Monday. I took a little bit of time off, but I'm back. So, today, what I wanted to talk to you about is some of the tells, some of the indicators that you're being scammed, and talk a little bit about some of the feelings behind that because it's really easy for someone to say, if someone asks you for money, they're a scammer. If someone says, whatever it is that they say, I love you, you're beautiful, it's really easy to fall into, oh, but this is a really nice person. And to allow your feelings to get in the way. So, let's talk a little bit about that. But before we do that, what I wanted to do was I wanted to chat about um, some of the tells, some of the things that indicate to you that this could be a scam, and ways to mitigate or dig in a little bit deeper. I know it's hard sometimes because somebody approaches you and they say really nice things to you. And it feels good. It feels good to have somebody say, "Oh wow, you just look so fantastic," or "You're seem like such an interesting person." And so you feel engaged, and it's hard to go, hang on. Let's back this up a little bit. So, one of the things that scammers are really good at is finding that, touching that nerve, that thing in you that maybe says, "Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. That's how I'm feeling lonely, or I'm feeling like I want some attention." And again, no judgment, guys. We all want to be wanted. We all want to, people to think highly of us and say kind things to us. So one of the things that you want to watch out for is there's usually a series of questions that scammers ask. One of the first ones is, are you married? Do you have children? One of the others is, what do you do for a living? So if you were to say, I'm unemployed, I'm on a limited income, that person would be, they might continue to engage you because even if you're not a big score, you could still be worth a small amount of money, even if it's only $50. I was just chatting with someone this morning who all they needed was $50 to be able to go back to school. So it doesn't always have to be that they're looking for a big score. The other one that I mentioned was, are you married? Do you have children? This typically, this is to find out how engaged are they going for sympathy, or are they going to go for love, or something romantic. So if you were to say, no, I'm not married, and yes, I have children, you might get responses. Typically, what I've seen mostly is responses of, I'm a widower and I have a child. So, one of the things that you want to dig into a little bit is, oh, so, where is your child? Because so many of these folks, they're from the United States, according to them, but they're working out of the country. And one of the first signals that it's a scam to me is, you have a small child, or a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, and you're working out of the country and you've left that child. So this is not okay. Think about it. If you were, uh, for those of you that have children, would you leave your child who is already without one parent due to a death to go work in another country? And oftentimes these countries are kind of dangerous. So would you do that? Would you do that to a child? That's a tell for me that this is not a real person. And I will oftentimes say to them, that's terrible. that you would abandon your child. Oh, I haven't abandoned them. They're in a boarding school, or they're with an in-law, or they're with a grandparent. They're with someone who loves them and takes very good care of them. But still, I come back to, but I wouldn't do that. I would figure something else out. I wouldn't be working in a foreign country and leaving my child behind, especially since I've already, I know my child is without one parent. So that's one of the things that to me is really a red flag, that they would be willing to leave a child and move to another country. And it's usually they've either been there for a certain number of years and they only have a few months left, or they've just arrived and they have a few years left. And in either case, you're talking about leaving a child. Again, this is just not okay with me. So those are a couple of the things that you want to watch for. Are they, the questions that they're asking are designed to find out what direction they're going to take the scam. Which way are they going to go? Are they going to go for the romantic, oh, I've had so many say, my child really needs a mother. And, I'm looking for someone who can be their mother, which can be very tugging on the heartstrings, that you think, oh, this poor child is without a mother and now without their father because their father is in another country. It's really easy to feel bad and want to help. And I don't know that they need any help. There usually isn't a child. There usually isn't they don't live in the United States. So, these are a couple of things right out of the gate that they're going to start with. Another thing is being very godly. I was speaking to someone whose handle was God above everything. And it started out with a conversation about, he sent me a picture of a guy who's working, and a guy on a oil rig. He's an engineer. And I said, so whereabouts are you located right now? And it took a while. And then he responded that he was in Ireland. And I said, oh, okay. So what company do you work for? And it took a while. And then he came up with a name of a company that is a company that works out of Ireland. So, the took a while is a tell to me also, because it tells me they're looking stuff up on the internet. So they don't expect you to ask questions. And that's really your best defense. Asking questions is going to get you, it's going to get you questioning what's going on. And so before you have that tug at your heartstrings or that rush of, oh, there's somebody who thinks I'm fabulous, if you're asking questions, it keeps you in that non-emotional, information-seeking space. And that's huge. That's going to help you a lot to keep you from getting scammed. Because instead of being in that emotional place, you're coming from a place of reason. And listen to what they say. And I'll give you an example. I had a guy that I was talking to who said he had a 10-year-old daughter, and that his wife had died 12 years ago. And I think I told this story already. But so by questioning him and asking him questions, it became clear that there was no wife, there was no daughter, that this was a scam. And he did ultimately admit that it was a scam. But then went into another scam, which was very interesting. But ultimately gave up because, I kept saying to him things like, the most help that I can give you is to encourage you to stop lying, because lying is never good. And if you want to form strong and real relationships, starting them with a lie is not the best way to go. So again, no judgment. I strongly encourage you to ask questions before you get too far into the friendship, ask questions, and anything that doesn't quite make sense, call them out on it so that they have to explain to you what it is that doesn't make sense, how it is that things are the way that they are. So, how did they wind up in their position where they're in such need? One of the things with these folks who are like on oil rigs and things like that, and they say, "Oh, I need a card to improve my connection." Well, they're working, right? So, why are they asking you for money? They're working. And they obviously have internet because they're talking to you. So, why would you need someone, a total stranger, or someone who's pretty darn close to a stranger, to send you money when you're already working? And that's another question that I ask. And typically what I get is, please, 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 I just need your help. That's all I need. I need your help. So they're not even engaging in that questioning. They're just falling back to, I'm in a terrible bind. Only you can help me. And as I have said to many scammers, it's difficult for me to believe that the only person on the planet that can help you is a complete stranger. So keep in mind, these folks are strangers to you. They're not your next great love. They're not someone who's in desperate need. And if they are, that will be revealed very quickly. If they truly are who they say they are, they're going to want to talk to you on the phone. They're going to want to send you pictures that are current. One of the things that I ask scammers to do is write on a piece of paper today's date and put a smiley face on it and take a selfie with it and send it to me right now. So if they can do that, it authenticates them. Now, I have had a couple of clever scammers days later send me pictures with what I have asked for. What's interesting is when you look at it, for example, the one person who sent to me, the AI was missing a finger. So in the sign that he was holding up the sign, and the hand that he was holding it up with was missing a finger. So look very carefully at these. If you do get them, look carefully at it to make sure that it is authentic. So just some helpful hints, some thoughts. I do this all, I don't do this all day, but every day I am reached out to by a scammer. And every day I expose scammers or I continue to engage them, because if I'm engaging them, they are not engaging somebody who may be more vulnerable or may be more open to finding love, finding friendship. So no judgment, guys. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to have somebody think they're special and wonderful. And these guys know it. And they absolutely prey on it. So remember, we pay with love. We pay for love with our hearts, not our wallets. Have a great day, guys.